Everybody, we have made it up to what's called Humphrey's Gap, and we are at the Buena Vista overlook, overlooking my town where I live. And we are going to go on a ride today where we're going to link up all of the trails that I've put together into one big loop. So we'll try to highlight everything and see the sights. Got a traveler over here having breakfast.
Morning.
And we'll get underway. And I've put the taller windscreen back on the Himalayan. We'll see how that works out today. So let's get underway and get to it. All right, so we are at the Buena Vista overlook, and this is at mile marker 45, in 45 and 46. We're going to jump on the parkway for a little jog here. We need to go down there. And here's another biker. All right, so our first turn is here to get off the Blue Ridge Parkway. This will dump us onto the Lexington Turnpike or Route 60. We need to take the east, so we're heading left, and we're going to take our immediate right. And this starts our gravel. This is Panther Falls Road. And this is nothing out of the ordinary, really. Just a typical mountain gravel road. Cars go up and down this road, so it's not, you don't need a four-wheel drive or anything for this. You do need to stand on occasion. There will be some rocks and things sticking up out of the trail or out of the road. We're just going to descend on this down to around 1,000-foot elevation, I believe. So we're going to drop about 1,000 feet. I think we started somewhere around 2,000. We'll get up over 3,500 feet at certain points in this thing. This is Panther Falls. This is where we're going right here. This will be our first stop, which means we got to take a hike. Well, that was Panther Falls. It's one of three we're going to see here today. There are some little campsites and things along this trail that hikes down to the falls. It's about a quarter mile from the road where we parked. But there's some campsites around here. I don't think I would camp here, but people do. This turns into a party spot, really. If you come out here like prime time in the summer, especially when the college students are around, it's a big beer fest. Well, we have made it out of the woods. Hopefully I'm not breathing straight into the microphone. See if I can move that away a little bit. Yes, I'm winded. Bought a motorcycle so I don't have to go hiking. What the hell am I doing hiking? Bullshit. So that was Panther Falls. So now we're going to head south on Panther Falls Road again, heading towards Little Irish Creek Road. Now this is just a kind of a twisty road through the mountains now. We're eventually going to come to an intersection, and this is what we want right here. So this is the Little Irish Creek Road. We're just going to follow a creek up the mountain. And actually, you guys will get to see where I've done some camping back here. Actually, this is a spot right here. Let's pull in there and take a look. This is the spot where I did the 4-day camping trip. Came back here and camped for 4 days. Had another Himalayan owner join us. And this was it. All right, the first point of interest is right there. That's the Little Irish Creek. So we'll revisit this footage here in just a few minutes. So let's get on up to the intersection. And I'm gonna kill the bike right here. Hop off. Okay, that green sign over there, that is the Appalachian Trail. It's down from where I delivered pizza to the hikers up on the parkway. That is several miles back up the mountain. This is where the Appalachian Trail continues on down. And we'll cross this thing several times today. All right, so we're taking a little break at the top of Little Irish Creek Road at the intersection of Robinson Gap Road. So I'm going to take a bit of a break because it is sweltering hot already. And we haven't even got to the hard parts yet. Hang on. All right, so we are descending down Robinson Gap Road now. Like I said, this is much smoother. You pretty much stay seated this whole time. We're actually going to see the entrance to the Enchanted Creek Trail here pretty soon. It's a much smoother, faster road than what we've been on so far. But I still don't want to go flying down it. And I've got to hold myself back too, because that's one thing. For some reason, the Himalayan, for some reason, makes me want to fly. And I catch myself going too fast quite a lot. So I'm going to try to hold myself back today, just tractor my way around. This loop that we're doing kind of encompasses everything you've seen me do as subscribers. If you've been subscribed for quite a while, everything I've done back here is kind of culminating right here into this spot. Oh, that's... I'll come up. There's Enchanted Creek Trail right there. So you can see that it's closed, and there's the creek. This is only open basically late fall and through the winter. August to January is what that sign says over there. But that's an awesome trail. All right, so we are at the intersection of Reservoir Road and Beverlytown Road. We want to head north. Yeah, the southern end of this loop, oh, look at that. Hawk. See if we can catch it. Nope. The southern end of the loop, there's not a whole lot of sights at this south end. It's just kind of one of them sit back and enjoy the ride spots. This is a phone line cutout right here. We're going way over there eventually. One of the few spots you can actually have a view. So most of what you see is a green tunnel. So this is a little suspension bridge that crosses the Peddler River. Actually, this is part of the Appalachian Trail too, if I'm not mistaken. A little wobbly. So there is the Peddler River. There's a dam up that way. See if we can see any fish. You can see where some are moving around, but can't quite see them. There's some. All right, here's the detour I was talking about. So this intersection is actually Panther Falls Road intersecting with Reservoir Road. Now I don't have this spot marked on the map as being somewhere to go. So we're kind of in between. We're on Panther Falls Road again, but we turned ahead up here onto Little Irish Creek Road. And now we're going to head back that way for just a second to see something else. We are going right here. So earlier we got up to the top of Robinson's Gap. And I stopped at that little spring and said this is the start of Little Irish Creek. This is how big it gets down here towards the bottom. But if we walk this way, this is Irish Creek Falls. And there's just several cascading pools all the way down. And it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous area. So I highly recommend stopping here and taking a break. In fact, I think I might do that myself. If you continue on straight from here, this is the black line on the map going off this direction. And this is more of what we're seeing here. Not difficult if you're worried about your bike going off-road, you're rougher off-road and things, go that way. We're going to go this way. This first portion is just a gravel road. There's nothing big to see here until we cross pavement. That's when it gets interesting. There's some deadfall for your butt right there. Hopefully we don't run into much of that, especially up here. And a deer in the road. Get out of the way. Trailer. Here's that farm where I said it's just kind of in the middle of nowhere. And suddenly there's a farm. The deer. All right, we are going over there by where that sign is. And like I said, this is your last chance to bail out. So if you want to bail out, go that way and hit Coffeetown Road. That's going to be where that black trail is on the map. Now this trail can be closed, so be prepared for that. But it is open and we are going in. As you get closer to the top, and right there's what I was just about to say, as you get closer to the top, the ground gets less rocky and more loamy. Get out of the road, rabbit. And that loam can absorb moisture and cause a really slippery spot just out of nowhere. So be careful of that. And this is kind of where the Himalayan really shines. Because I can grab a handful of throttle and not be in any danger of the bike taking off or getting away from me. Because the small horsepower actually works in my advantage here. Because that allows me to manhandle the bike instead of it manhandling me. He said, the Himalayans, you can use all of its power, and it's got plenty for this. It may be slow on the highway, but it's got the balls where it counts. Alright, so this is probably the top right here. It starts nose diving off in that direction. Let's stop here and take a break. Alright, break's over. Let's go. So this should probably just mellow out here for a little bit. I don't think we're quite at the highest elevation we're going to hit on this trail. A little bit of water here. There's our second gate, and that is the end of the first of the mountain goat segments. This is fairly rough for just being a gravel road. This is going to turn into another mountain pass, just like what we came across just a moment ago. But up here will be another bailout point. So if you want to avoid the most remote part of this ride, you can. I'll show you where that's at coming up. Right here is where the trails are. We went this way. One that says narrow, rough road. That's what we want. Let's take a jump. Right here's when I was out exploring this. This is where I crossed paths with those two hikers in the booty shorts. Alright, that is your bailout right there. This is the way we're going. I gotta get this bug out of my helmet. Alright, so if you were at all worried about your bike or your riding skill, go that way. At the end of that road, hang a right, and that will drop you down to Alhambra Road and probably the most scenic portion of this ride. And it will cut out this portion, which is going through the wilderness. So we are going to lose all contact with civilization here for quite a few miles. I've already been riding for 4 hours. We're not even halfway through this. So that means I've got a ton of footage. If the cameras and everything are working properly. Alright, we should hit a switchback here. Yeah, this is like a shortcut through the switchback. So this is the kind of things that dual sports can have no problem coming through here. You get a big adventure bike in here, you might be in trouble. All right. Not sure which way to take this. We got a little rough hill climb coming, looks like. Let's get up it. I think there was a view to my left, but I didn't have time to look. But this is billy goat country right here. Ooh, I gotta sit down for a second. This is a very steep, rocky climb. And I'm making good use of the Himalayan's tank pads. I'm hanging on. We are still going up. Woo! Holy Toledo, was that a climb. All right, it's break time. My legs are smoked. Well, if I sound winded, it's because I am. That was a long climb and rocky. Looks like we're at the top of Doughfoot Mountain. So I think that's the end of the climbing. I think it's downhill pretty much from here as far as the mountains go. Himalayan's holding up. So hopefully that video turns out good and you see what I'm talking about. You know, check your riding scale and your bike before venturing into here. I gotta cool off a little bit before I get back underway. I don't think it actually gets easier. I think we still got some really rocky sections coming up on this descent. But I think we're done with the climbing for a little while. So I'm gonna take a break and we'll get back to it. Got to watch out for these too. First dual sport bike I ever bought was a Kawasaki KLR 650, 1991. And on my way to get that bike, I saw a trail off the side of the road. Since I was riding the bike home, I decided I was going to hit that trail and break that bike in. And there was a log like that one back there in the trail. I was coming off of things like XR 250s, which are much lighter. When I came up on that log, my idea was just to kind of throttle the front wheel up over it and hop over the log. But the KLR didn't have the power for its own weight to do what I wanted it to do. So I put that bike down within 10 minutes of me owning the damn thing. Ugh. I was mad as shit. I said I only owned the bike like 10 minutes and already crashed it. I was mad as hell. Didn't do any damage to the bike. I was just more upset that I put the bike down. Ooh, this is going to be slick. We'll just let the engine break us down this thing and pick our line. Knew that one was going to be a ground clearance issue. Wasn't a whole lot I could do there. Alright, if this was wet, I'd be in the other lane. You don't want to do a traverse on a rock like that if it's wet. But since it was dry, it was the smoother line. What do we got here? I don't trust that ground holding me, so I'm going to drop down. Then come back up. I didn't trust that red clay. You can just slide right off that stuff. Thorn bush to the face. Oh, slippery, muddy. I think I might go around it that way. That's pretty rutted there. And we're in red clay. Like I said, this stuff is very slippery. And I don't trust it. And I'm on street tires. Stay in the gravel. Yeah, this is all washed out here through here. All right, I see a cabin. So hopefully that's a sign that we are about out of this. We're almost through the wilderness area. Oh, and it's slippery. That's just a loose switchback. Sounds like my tripod's beating and banging around in my pannier. I have to stop and check that out. Oh, and here's the end right here. Man, we are out. That was the second mountain goat segment of this trip. So we have pretty much smooth sailing from here out. Maybe. Well, that paved section gives you a chance to get some air flowing. And we want to take a left right here. So we're heading kind of into the valley over there between those mountains. Here's where we're going to take another detour right here. Corner of Perkins Mill and Alhambra Road. We want Alhambra Road, which is back that way. But we're coming over here for a minute. So I want to show you where I would camp if I was going to camp out on this trip. So it looks like we're just pulling up to somebody's house and going through their yard, but we're not. We are going in here. This is Shoe Creek. If I were camping on this trip, this is where I would go. Right here. Do the first river crossing. You come to this little campsite. And this is where I'd stay if I was doing this ride and camping. This was my plan. So I had planned to camp on this trip. Big bonfire area. Somebody left some firewood there. Plenty of water. And while I'm stopped, I'll go ahead and take a break. Let the Himalayan cool off a little bit. She had a little bit of a bath there. Then we'll get back underway. So this is just one of those places where you really got to keep your eyes on the road and not be distracted by what you're seeing off the left and right. This is just one beautiful ride right here. So this is the highlight of the route, really, in my opinion. Seeing all of this. Somebody's cooking out. Smell it. These are all campsites here on my left. That down there's the campsites that most people want, right down there. Camera's wanting to act up again, so hopefully we didn't lose too much footage. So we've climbed out of Alhambra Road. If you're coming the other way up this mountain, you come off the pavement onto this road. It's like a really abrupt difference between smooth pavement and instantaneous rough gravel. Probably catch you out if you're not prepared for it. Okay, if we start looking, keep an eye out to my right. You'll see a little river or creek along the road here. Okay, if you remember the Peddler River where we saw Panther Falls and all that earlier, this is it. We're way upstream. That's it down there. Much smaller. But we're coming up on something pretty big. There's going to be a pull-off up here to the left. I'm going to park there. And we'll cross the street and check everything out. We're there. All right, this kind of comes up on you out of nowhere. Kind of one of those local knowledge things. If you don't know what to look for, you can miss it. So we're going to come down here to this little river. You can see how small it is compared to what it was like down at Panther Falls. Panther Falls gets all the notoriety and everything, but this one is much lesser known. This is Stately Falls. And this is just the top of it. I'd love to strip out of this riding gear and just sit in that. Swimming holes, your bathing spot. See how far down that is. It's actually a really big fall. Another gorgeous area that you wouldn't know about unless you knew it was here. And since I just told you, oh, look at that little pool right there. It'd be awesome to soak in that. The water spraying off the rocks down there. Very cool, very cool. Gorgeous spot. You're welcome. All right, here is Peddler River Road. We want to take a left here. All right, so before we get to Route 60, we want to turn right here at the Aranco Campground. We want to go straight, but this is a campground right here. It's another campsite. This is usually a lot of traffic in there. Got a bathroom and all that. I think it's $15 a night or something, camping there. But we are going this way. Now we are heading up logging roads. All right, that should be the Blue Ridge Parkway right there. This road here is gated off. You can't go down this one. See the gate there ahead of us. But we're going to stop and look over here. How's that for a view? Now we've got a short blast down the parkway. And we are back where we started. Well, there you had it. That was Uncle Voodoo's lap around the Blue Ridge Mountain, east of the Blue Ridge Parkway, at mile marker for number 45. The map says it's only like 75 miles, but I got 85, but then again, I started way down there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That was kind of the culmination of all of the trails and things that I've been riding over the last 3 years. I've had the Himalayan now almost 3 years. And you see me do small little rides here and there. And this was just linking them all together into one big ride. And it's actually a bit of a destination. And it's probably not the last time I'll do it. So, very cool. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully we got some good footage. And I will catch you guys next time. Take care.
Royal Enfield Himalayan.
Yep, that's me.
Awesome.
That's a funny video too. You get to see my sense of humor and stuff in that one. All right, I'm gonna hit it.
All right, Tom, have a good ride.
You take care.